Quite the conditions there, but then over here, we don't need a tropical storm to bring us a lot of rain, as we saw in Wilson, Nash, and Edgecombe counties today, Elizabeth.
We did really early this morning, when we were coming into work, we had a lot of rain across, the triangle area, and then especially over here in this pocket where we ended up with, of course, some issues there with flooding. So the counties involved were, of course, Edgecombe County, as well as Nash County and Wilson County. And that's where we saw as much as 3 to almost 6 inches of rain. We're starting to see a few little cells trying to pop up right now. Notice most of the activity now popped up well to our east, but just starting to see one right over Durham. Let's see if there's another little tiny cell popping up. Yeah, there's another one right there just north of Fayetteville. And those have started to pop up just in the last 5 minutes. I sort of set that view and then walked over and I was like, oh, look at that. A couple little cells popping up. So we do have a flood watch. There's lots and lots of moisture in the air. Our dew point is well into the 70s, which just means there's a lot of moisture out there. So it feels very muggy, very sticky. And then when the rain starts, there's a lot of moisture in the atmosphere. So those rain, those storms coming through are going to have some heavy downpours along with them. The flood watch is in effect until 2 a.m. tomorrow morning. This morning, there were some road closures over there around Wilson and Edgecombe counties. We could see that again tonight. During the evening hours, that's when we'll really start to see the activity popping up. Right here at lunchtime, you can see a couple just little spots of green. So things begin to pop up, but really start to develop along this stalled front as we get into 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And there's 6 p.m., plenty of coverage. And then that just continues as that front is stalled there. This is 10 o'clock at night tonight. And then gradually, as we aim towards, say, 2 a.m., it looks like everything settles down. But we're going to have hours to go where we have a good chance for rain. 50% chance today, 60 tonight. And then we're back to a 30% chance on Tuesday and Wednesday, but a 50% chance on Thursday. And Thursday, we already have the potential for some severe storms. And we're going to talk more about that coming up in just a little while. Here's a look at Apex. We're seeing some sunshine trying to peek through the clouds. It is really warm already, 85 degrees. We're headed to 90 and our dew point's at 73. So very heavy and moisture laden air mass out there. 70s still in Roxborough and South Hill, but elsewhere we're in the mid to upper 80s. So big changes, big differences across the viewing area where it's just hot. 85 in Apex and Cary, 85 in Morrisville, 80 in Garner and Knightdale right now. Around town, pretty easily going to make it into the low 90s across the area. And boy, that dew point is high, 75, 76 today, and in the mid 70s all the way through Thursday. So we do also have the potential for dangerous heat with the temperatures climbing into the 90s and such a high dew point. It could feel like 103 Wednesday and on Thursday. That puts us in the caution zone for dangerous heat. We'll be watching Wednesday and Thursday. Just for people who don't have proper cooling methods, this could be a major heat risk. So if you have neighbors who don't have air conditioning, you definitely want to check in on them. Thursday is Juneteenth. That's going to be one of the hottest days of the week at 95, but it also may have the best chance of bringing us some severe storms. We'll go over that in just a few minutes.
In the WRAL Severe Weather Center, and this week it's going to feel like a sauna.
It is, and we know what else happens when we get all this humidity in place. There's a lot of moisture to work with for all the thunderstorms to pop up, and here we go. Big changes just in the last 30 minutes since we checked in last. Several little cells are starting to pop up, and those become bigger cells that are going to produce a lot of heavy rain today. So you can see here, right here in Wake County, across parts of Durham and Orange County, and then here in the northern part of Cumberland County through Sampson County. Also another tiny one just popped up a minute ago right there. Now this one, if we start to see more heavy rain across Wilson, Edgecombe, and Nash counties, this is where we saw as much as 3 to 5 inches of rain already. So that could be definitely problematic. We'll watch and see how much that happens. So just past Durham here in the northern part of Wake County, south of Falls Lake, moving over toward Rollsville and Wake Forest. These are itsy bitsy teeny tiny little cells, but it started about 15 minutes ago as one, and now you can see it's 3 of them. And so we will see more and more of them. We head down to the south, closer to Fayetteville, and you can see again, just north of Wade, look at this, 1 popped up, and then all of a sudden, look at that. Now we have 3 of those, 4 of those, and then headed over toward Newton Grove in the northern part of Sampson County. So we are looking at a better chance for seeing the potential for some stronger storms and flooding after 5. But I'll tell you what, this is all really starting to crank up right around now. So some flooding, some isolated power outages, of course, all across our viewing area. This is a look at the flood watch that's in effect now and carries us all the way into 2 a.m. tomorrow morning. Here's a look at Futurecast, and you can see at 3 o'clock these cells popping up across our area. So we're running a little bit ahead of what the models are showing. You can see at 6:15, plenty of coverage across our area. So there's definitely a good chance that at least some folks will see some heavy rain during the evening commute. At 9 o'clock, you can see it's scattered across our area. And again, that continues well up until midnight and then up until maybe 2 o'clock in the morning, and then it starts to fizzle out. Now, a widespread range is going to be somewhere between 1 inch and 2 inches, but there will be pockets, just like there were last night, where we could see 3, 4, 5 inches of rain. So flooding is definitely our biggest threat. If we get some gusty winds, the ground's saturated, we could see a few trees fall, but we're not looking necessarily at severe level winds. Now, Thursday we are already, most of the viewing area is in that risk for severe storms for Thursday. Between now and then, we'll still have scattered showers and thunderstorms. So seeing some sunshine breaking out on all of these cameras, and that means we're adding extra energy into the atmosphere, all that sunshine really helping to heat things up. We changed the pattern a little bit toward the end of the week. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, high pressure builds in, fewer storms, but high heat is increasingly likely as we head toward the end of the week. Look at this, Wednesday and Thursday in particular, we have a major risk for heat-related injuries. Today, of course, weather alert day. We get into some really hot temperatures Thursday at 95. Friday is officially the first day of summer, and then we hit 94 Saturday and 95 on Sunday. So, yeah, here it is.